When I was at school, my reports used to be handwritten. I can only imagine that this would have taken a significant amount of time to draft all of the different written comments. Thankfully, technology has come about to help us with the report writing process. This video is going to delve into how we can use technology to support with writing reports. Writing reports can be a tedious process, but thankfully, technology is now here to help alleviate some of the pressures and stress that is involved when writing reports. So let's delve into a range of different ways that you can use tech to support you. Number one, find and replace. Hear me out. A lot of people will think that I'm on about copying reports from the year before and using find and replace. That's not what I'm on about. However, when you've written your reports, if you found that you've made a key mistake, you can use find and replace to support you with making changes. For example, my school prefers to use mathematics as a word rather than maths and other words like that. So if I've made a mistake like that, I can use the find and replace tool rather than go through all of my reports and make those changes individually. I can press Control F to find the word and then click the three dots and then replace that with a specific word. So from maths to mathematics, and make those changes there, which really helps with the process of writing reports. My next tip is to consider batching. Batching is something that I use in all sorts of different areas of my life. Emails is one example, so I will try and sit down and reply to all of the different emails at once, rather than answer an email, go and do something else, come back to it, because that wastes a lot of time. How I would use this in reports is to try and write out the comments for one specific subject for every child, and then go to a different comment for every child. So you might do maths and then do English. The reason for this is so that you can get into that subject mindset and all of the different curriculum area that you have covered throughout the year. So, for example, you can then use copy and paste to support with that report writing process. What I mean by that is something that I shared in my previous video. Go and check that out if you haven't already, where you can copy and paste specific comments. You're not going to copy and paste comments from the year before. However, you might want to copy something like using for operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Almost forgot there. Because you don't want to be just writing that over and over and over again. The four operations are the four operations. You don't have to keep writing that, and you can use specific tech tips to help with that, and then having batching in mind, you keep in that mindset. Turn off app notifications that are going to distract you. Now, you've got things like Messenger, Instagram, so all that social media stuff. I know personally, all of that stuff distracts me. Turn it off, you'll thank me later. Next tip. Word replacement. This is something that I use on an everyday basis. I use this for my hashtags in social media and YouTubey bits. I use this for my website, teachtraveltriumph.com. What I can do is type out a phrase that will then allow me to write that phrase, and a specific combination of words will come up. For example, if I write TTT1, I know my website will come up. If I write different things, my hashtags will come up. Now, the way I would use this is then going back to those things such as subtraction, multiplication, division, and addition. Again, nearly forgot that. I would then have something specific set up so that I can type something out and have those words come up, making it a little bit quicker for me with writing those things. You could obviously just use copy and paste, but I think this method is a little bit more efficient. From there, keyboard shortcuts. Keyboard shortcuts are something that are essential and part of writing reports. You've got lots of different ones that are available. Personally, find and replace is something that is beneficial, like I shared at the start of the video. So you've got Control F to spot out different mistakes that you might have made throughout the report. So if somebody commented that you've used the wrong subject within your reports, you can then see if there's other areas where you've made that same mistake. Dictation. Dictation is something that you can use on Google Docs, Microsoft Word, and then also through Apple too. This is something that I find really beneficial when used correctly. I use it a lot for emails. I haven't used it too much for my reports this year. However, I know there will be people out there who find this and go, wow, I'm going to be using that. So with Microsoft Word, there will be a little section in the corner. When you tap on that, you will then be able to type out whatever you are saying. From there, on Google Docs, it's a tool, and then you go down to voice typing. Personally, I know that Google Docs isn't the most accurate, although it is beneficial in the way that you can adjust as you're speaking things. It can be a little bit tedious because it doesn't pick my voice up accurately. So that's just something to note. Personally, my favorite dictation tool is the simple Apple dictation tool. When I'm typing something out, I don't type, I press a little button in the bottom right-hand corner and then I'll say what I need to say. And then I find that it has a really strong accuracy. I might need to change a few different bits and pieces, but that is a game changer. My next tech tip is Immersive Reader. Immersive Reader is genuinely something that saves me a tremendous amount of time with reports each year. I don't use this for writing reports, but I do use this for proofreading my reports. This is completely free, and to access this you need OneNote, which you can download with ease. Once you've got that, you're going to create a new project/book, and then from there you're going to paste in your reports into that book. Once you've done that, you will then be able to access Immersive Reader by going onto the tools, down to Immersive Reader, click on that, which will open things up in a different type of format. From there, what you're going to do is press play. When you press play, you can change the settings. So you can change it to a male or female voice, and you can also speed up the playback speed to 2.5x. Personally, I actually find 2.25x is my personal preference, because that way it's nice and quick and I can get through my reports quickly too. I find that listening to someone else read out my reports is really beneficial, because then my eyes don't get lazy and I can hear it in a way that I might not have read it, which is amazing. From there, one of the things that is crucial as part of that process of listening to my reports through Immersive Reader, while also having my reports open to be able to adjust things as needed, I find that having split screen is key. Now, if you're just going to use split screen on things like Google Chrome, you can have tab glue and tab scissors. If you press tab scissors, it will chop your screen in half and you can have two different tabs. And then if you press tab glue, it will glue them back together. Personally, nowadays, getting a little bit older, I prefer to have two separate screens. Now, this is nice and simple to set up if you have a laptop, because you can then just use a HDMI cable in most cases to connect it to a different screen, a TV, or a different monitor. From there, you can then go into the settings of your computer and then make the changes relevant to be able to use that split screen. My final thing, if I haven't got a second screen available and I'm, for example, in a cafe, which is not generally where I choose to write my reports, I'll actually use this, which is my iPad Pro, and I'll have my laptop available. I will then use Sidecar to wirelessly have a second screen. Sidecar is a game changer for me personally when I'm doing things like writing my lesson plans, when I'm out and about, writing my ebooks for my website. You can check that out another time. Yeah, Sidecar is something that is really clever. I'm always blown away by. So this has been a range of different tech tips to support with the report writing process. Hopefully something in here is going to save you 10 minutes here and there, which will then save you a tremendous amount of time throughout your teaching career. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you do that too, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Until then, I'm out.